I hope everyone out there is having an absolutely wonderful weekend and enjoying their Sunday. For those of you who are unaware, later on this evening, 6 p.m. Eastern Time, there is a rally in Greenwood, Nebraska. Now, of course, it is going to be censored virtually everywhere, and we can, of course, not carry it, because the last time I did that, way back in last August, I almost lost my channel just by allowing someone to speak openly and express their opinion about something. That's just the reality of the world we live in, but tick-tock, tick-tock. November's on its way. You can watch it, I do believe, on this place called the Right Side Broadcasting Network. It's rsbnetwork.com. They have a lot of other stuff you can catch up on as well, other interviews and other events that they've carried. I'll go ahead and put that link down in the first pinned comment. They did have an interesting article about the governor here in Florida, about his approval ratings soaring ahead of the midterm elections, showing just how far out front he is. DeSantis versus Chris, plus 21, versus Freed, 20 plus 23. And that's UNF, which is, of course, a liberal place. St. Leo, University, 12 March, DeSantis versus Chris, DeSantis plus 16, plus 24 versus Freed, 59% approval rating, just running away with the things. So I don't know that he's catchable, and it makes perfect sense why the national left movement has completely closed up shop and moved out of Florida. It's over. Earlier today, we put up our newest video over at the Florida Maquis Patreon channel. It has to do with pain and the psychology of pain. I've mentioned before that I was in psychological operations, U.S. Army, and the key and the trick to using pain to break a detainee is to give the detainee only one way out, and that's to cooperate. Don't show any other avenues. Make sure the avenue that you want them to go is right in front of them, and then show every other avenue being nothing but pain, and don't give them any options. But for the rest of you, there are other options. They do exist. In fact, they train you first how to be detained and how to be interrogated before they train you to be an interrogator at the school. The idea of pain is far worse than the actual experience. Would love to have you guys over there. It's only $1 per month, even less if you sign up for an entire year. It is the first of the month today, so you'll get the full bang for your buck, so to speak. We can partner with Vimeo, take the gloves off. Those who've been over there can attest down in the comments. It is definitely a lot less censorship than what goes on here. Now, also would like to give a big shout out to a fella here in Florida that has decided to take the plunge and start doing videos himself, Tim Bassett. 63 years old, in incredible shape. I've made this allegation before about Florida being a fountain of youth. Some have pushed back and said, well, you've got to have a specific diet and you've got to have a specific regimen and workout routine. Well, it's easy when you have the energy to. And that's really kind of the point, is that down here you maintain your youthful energy so that working out and taking care of yourself is something that's important to you. Now, this is a non-muscle picture, just average guy. Just wanted to give him the shout out. This is from his Instagram. Earlier today, he posted a video of him cooking breakfast, and it's bacon and eggs, bacon grease and the whole bit, and normal food. If you have the energy to get up and go do and be active and be energetic, in this video here, I've got the sound down. He's showing how to make a bone broth. Top nutrition, totally regenerative. Once again, Tim Bassett, Timbazet, YouTube and Instagram. Just wanted to give him a shout out, because anyone who decides to take the plunge and get into this environment, the one where I fight every day, definitely deserves it. So, but in today's video, the main topic. Long time ago, I made the allegation that virtually everybody in the White House, everybody at CNN, everybody at NBC, they are modeling their behaviors and their desire for the future of this country off of what they saw on Star Trek, The Next Generation. Not the old original one with James T. Kirk. This new incarnation that came out, started in the late 80s and moved through the 90s, was a surreptitious attempt to brainwash kids into liberalism and progressivism, using pew-pew Star Wars kind of Star Trek-y kind of things where they would write stories, but the answer would always be the liberal progressive way, the communist way. And the tactics and the techniques they used were very, very sneaky. Some pushed back and said, oh, Florida Maquis, I've never watched that. Well, probably because you're a conservative. But any conservative who did watch it, thinking, wow, Star Trek's kind of cool, saw this immediately. Now, if you think I've lost my mind, updated, 8:14 a.m. Eastern Time, 1 May 2022. The new Star Trek series couldn't come at a better time by John Blake. This is from the front page of CNN. Now, what makes this so stinking hilarious, the new Star Trek series, they have, I think, the fourth one now, just in the last 5 years, reboot. Picard was the first one. Miserable, total failure. They tried to bring the captain of the Enterprise back and have him rewrite history, so to speak, about how these people got successful. Terrible. Absolutely horrible show. So then they tried Star Trek Discovery, where they brought in one of the girls from The Walking Dead. Sonequa Martin Green, something like that, as this leader. And it is just like pulling teeth to watch. Even liberals have said this. It's terrible. It's absolutely horrible. And then they tried a cartoon version called Lower Decks, basically Rick and Morty in space. I mean, absolutely, completely awful. So now the one that was this is what I'm talking about here in the CNN article. The new one, Strange New Worlds. They keep trying the same failed indoctrination technique over and over and over and over again. Liberals, progressives, and Democrats are the most unoriginal people you will ever meet in your life. They are not creative. They are not free thinkers. They are just little robots, ironically, saying, we're not going to be the robots the right wants us to be. They're just going to be their own version of robots. It is insane. So yeah, you counted right. They're talking about Strange New Worlds as if Picard, Discovery, Lower Decks, and this is all in the last few years. They've tried to reboot this, because they don't want to admit what made the original Star Trek series cool. Why people gravitated to it so much. Why people were so loyal to it. They don't want to admit it. If you go back, especially to the old series in the 1960s, and look at how much romance occurred, and then you went to Next Gen, Voyager, especially, they really hate Deep Space Nine, because Deep Space Nine is really, really close to how real and ugly and visceral life can get. And then there's the new one, the fourth one, I can't remember the name of it. Roddenberry redid it. It's a prequel. There's so many of them. You see, even other franchises, like, for example, Stargate and Andromeda, had to realize and aim at a certain demographic to get people to watch. But if you really want to watch something awesome, I mean really good, it's called The Expanse. And it's European, and that's why, of course, you've probably never heard of it. It's on Amazon, of course, but it is, as far as sci-fi goes, real sci-fi, The Expanse can't be beat. It really can't. They, the Democrats, they, the liberals, they, the progressives, those who want to control what you think, they want you to forget Captain Kirk. They want you to forget all about this. Because to them, this is like, oh my God, this is so gross. I can't believe this. And this is a video. I'm just clicking through. 19 women Captain Kirk kissed on Star Trek. And that's the thing. They made this guy out to be some kind of misogynist. It's just a kiss. Literally, that's all that was really allowed back then. This is the 60s. But they hate this idea. They loathe it. Because it shows something. It shows a certain level of magic that can't be recreated by make-believe genders and just identifying as. There was something intoxicating about it, and people can quote some of these series from memory. So mark my words, confirmation. This is required viewing to probably even get a job anywhere close to the White House. You have to have The Next Generation completely memorized. You have to be a huge fan of Picard and Discovery and Lower Decks, and now it's going to be Strange New Worlds where they're going to try to rewrite this whole thing. This idea of, and they've even caught them multiple times, the series in contradictions, where they say somehow money is not important in the 24th century, but then in other points in the series, they talk about how they need to acquire a certain amount of wealth to do something, and it's really, they can't even keep track of their own lies. They literally have nobody on set that has the ability to understand logic. And CNN is lauding this like it's the greatest thing. The new Star Trek series couldn't come at a better time. Optimistic vision of a future where people learn to delight in differences and inclusivity and equality are the norm. Baloney. Baloney. It is unreal the way they try to rewrite everything. The return to optimism. Oh, brother. Give me a break. So, anyway, I will leave it there. But, like I said, check out The Expanse. Check out Tim Bassett, Timbazet, both on Instagram and also on YouTube. Now, his YouTube, his name is spelled Timbassett. So that's a little bit different there. I'll give you links to both so that you can follow, like, share, promote, subscribe, whatever you got to do to all that. So anyway, God bless. Have a fantastic Sunday, 6 p.m. this evening, apparently on the Right Side Broadcasting Network. You can watch a rally that you won't see anywhere else. And I'll leave it there. God bless. Like, share, subscribe. Join us on Patreon. Would love to have you. Fantastic new video as well. Take care and have a great week.